Right, everyone, welcome back. So this will be the fifth episode. All right, so this is Oliver. All right, he's a really cute cat, and basically Oliver, right, had a bit of a little rough start out in life. He was sort of like the runt of the litter, weren't you, mate? Hey. And what happened was is he had a mother. Obviously, like he wanted to grow up as like every other little cat does, like nice and big and strong, but he never really got as much milk as what he should have got. And his sister basically, she nicked all the milk from the mum. Okay, so what happened was is when my partner managed to get Oliver, um, basically she managed to like sort him out from the home that he was from. Obviously, it wasn't really a bad home. It's just that they wasn't really monitoring like how much he was getting fed and everything. So what happened was is she looked after him, and with Oliver, he's actually really small. Even though like he's a few years old now, he's actually still a little small cat, as you can see, right? But with Oliver, he's very funny though. He's got so many like funny little stories. Like seriously, I don't even know where to begin. He's always been there for everyone, to be honest. He always cheers up our daughter Tash, and obviously like he really makes like everyone laugh as well. And he's really well looked after, as you can see. He is very prone to getting eye infections. So every time that he basically goes to the toilet, sometimes he like chucks up the litter dust and everything, and then it gets into his eyes and it irritates. So we have to take him down to the vets and always like make sure that we treat his eyes and everything, because cats' eyes are very sensitive. You just need to make sure that you look after them. Also with his claws as well. He loves getting his claws cut and trimmed. So he's very pampered all the time as well. His fur is always combed and brushed, and he always smells of strawberries for some reason. I don't know why. No, he's really looked after. But with Oliver, he's sort of like one of the funniest characters out of the whole cat family in a way, because you could be just walking around the house and all of a sudden you just can't find Oliver, and the next minute you look up and basically he is sitting on top of the door, right? So it's just really strange. Like none of us can work out exactly how he gets up there, or the amount of times that he teaches the other cats. Like for instance, he's very good with washing his hands. Extremely good with washing his hands, and he's so posh. Ain't you, Oliver? You're actually really posh, ain't you, mate? Hey, ain't you posh? That he'll, instead of just drinking out of a water bowl, which like all cats do, he will tend to, if you have like a little glass of water, he will actually tend to sort of like drink out of the little glass of water. So, like I said, even when I had to fix our daughter's bed before, and like one of the slats had broken because it was one of them wooden slatted beds, and I was struggling to sort of find the split in the actual like slat itself. But lo and behold, Oliver comes in. He actually jumps onto the bed, and then he actually points in the direction of where the slat was broken. Like I was absolutely shocked, couldn't believe it. So yeah, when it comes to fixing things as well, he's actually like a really like sort of a good sort of fixer person to actually have around. So when it comes to it, and he's very fidgety as well. When it comes to it, is extremely funny all the time as well. He just cracks up everyone. So definitely he's a really good addition to the family. He gets on really well with Tyson, and he basically teaches the other cats things as well. So when it comes to it, say for instance with the hand washing things, right? If he walks up to his bowl of food or anything, he will basically like start scratching up against it, just to make sure that obviously like it's clean, and it's his way of like not just marking the territory, but basically telling everyone that you need to clean your hands before you start eating. So do you know what? It's actually a really good thing. And to be honest, he's always been there for everyone, no matter what. He's always there. Like even for instance, every time like my partner's very upset or whatever, all she really asks for is Oliver or maybe Tyson to cheer her up a bit. So that's where Oliver like plays a very big part in it. And yeah, Oliver's been extremely like well behaved. Like he does have his moments, as like all the other cats do. They tend to play fight a little bit and whatever, but genuinely they're actually really well behaved. And I noticed as well, like if one of the cats is actually feeling poorly, like for instance when Oliver wasn't feeling too well, all the other cats actually smothered him and surrounded him, and obviously like gave him like good care and attention. So when it comes to it, to be fair, right, they're actually really good friends as well as like good little pets, ain't it, mate? Hey, hey, you're gonna wave to Foxy? Hey, Foxy's his little girlfriend, right, or his little wife. And yeah, basically like Foxy makes sure that he's really super pampered, and he goes everywhere with Foxy as well. So basically, when we do move house, like we're gonna have to get ourselves a nice white fluffy cat, and she's gonna be Foxy, and that's gonna be Oliver's little girlfriend or Oliver's little wife. So hey, mate, Hey, you actually smell the strawberries. I can't believe it. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, when it comes down to it, make sure that you really, really do look after your pets and your animals. And just make sure, if you don't really know what you're doing, have a little bit of research on Google as well. And maybe even ask your local vets, or maybe even like say a few other people with maybe pets at home. Like it might be like a little option. So basically, like what I'm trying to say is, no matter what you do, if you're really, really thinking about just getting yourself a little pet, like a little cat or a little dog, just do your research first, right? Because you can't just go rushing into these things. And people that actually have experience like with animals as well, it's always best to ask their advice. Because obviously, like if you just completely blank canvas and you think, oh, I'm just going to go out and get this, I mean, to be honest, you can, but it's going to be a lot more struggles. But like when it comes to it, like even with being a kitten, this is another thing I was going to mention, right? You're not really supposed to bath a cat, okay? But sometimes when they do tend to sort of smell a little bit, okay, you can actually wash them, okay? So instead of like putting them into like a bath itself, because Oliver really actually loves a bath, and he's got like a little toy duck, so we like he calls it Duck Duck, all right? So Oliver will always actually like enjoy a bath as long as he's got his little duck in there. He really don't care. But when it comes to like bathing Tilly or Simba or Tyson or Socks, ooh, no. Basically, my partner's managed to like bath Oliver from a very, very young age, and he's just got used to it. So when it comes to it, all cats are not actually like used to having a bath or whatever. So you just have to like make sure that, Oliver, will you settle down, please? Yeah. So you just have to make sure that they're trained from a very, very young age, because obviously like whatever you do with them from a young age, then obviously like they'll tend to sort of like basically like behave in that good sense. All right. So like for instance, give them plenty of cuddles. Like even, what you do? You biting me now, yeah? Good boy. So yeah, no matter what you do, just make sure, yeah, that you just look after them very well. Keep them very well groomed, and obviously like even if you're like for instance, make sure that they've got a good healthy coat of fur. And yeah, just make sure that everything is like possible, like even for instance their diet as well plays a lot into it. Okay, so make sure that they've got a very, very natural healthy diet. You can sometimes give them a little bit of like diced up or cooked chicken or whatever, but just make sure that you don't tend to overfeed them, because they will start getting a bit fat. Won't they, Olivia? Hey, with your little podgy belly. Just a bit like Tilly as well. But nah, all in all, I mean, Oliver's extremely healthy. Every time we take him to the vets, we always make sure that he gets weighed, and obviously like make sure that his like overall condition like is really good. Like for instance, like when it comes to it, just like for instance, his temperature and everything, every time they check it, it's always like really good. There was one situation where Oliver's temperature was very high, but that's because he had a little bit of a cold. So when it come down to it, basically we just had to give him a little bit of medicine. And in another situation, he actually had a really, really very thin hair that went into his eye. So that actually inflamed up his eye really bad, and then he had to have like a dye put in there just to see if we could like extract out the problem. And it was actually one of his little thin hairs that got into his eyeball. So when it comes to it, it's always good to make sure that you stroke your cats to get all the excess hairs off of them, and make sure that you brush them and comb them like extremely well, just to look after them as well. All right. Also, when it comes to it, if you don't know too much about clipping their claws, okay, you can actually use a set of like nail cutters to do their claws, but just make sure like in the actual cat's claw itself, because obviously I've done these yesterday, right? So you just make sure that when you do cut the claws itself, that you don't get the veins, okay? Because with cat's claws, they've got about 3 or 4 different layers of nail to get through, but you got to make sure that you don't hit the red pit, because if you do, it will start bleeding very badly, okay? If this does happen, then you can get yourself a little bit of corn flour. Now, corn flour will act as like a liquid bandage in a way, all right? And then what it will do is it will start healing up. So as the next day, it'll actually start being like, start to go back to normal, okay? But basically, that was just a little video about Oliver, all right? You're gonna wave, Oliver? You're gonna wave to the people, eh? He was a good boy, and actually, like in this video, I actually thought he was going to be like a little bit like of a menace, but he actually done really well. So yeah, that was a little video from me and Oliver. All right, so that would be the last little video of my cat like family. But all of the cats, as you know, are very, very well looked after, extremely well behaved as well, apart from this one. So when it comes to it, yeah, just please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, innit, Oliver? Are you going to tell Mummy to subscribe? Eh? Are you going to tell Tash to subscribe? Eh? What about Nate? You're going to tell Nate to subscribe? subscribe to my channel, please. So yeah, just make sure wherever the little subscribe button is around the screen, yeah, it's like if it's down there, just click that subscribe button. And also remember to like, share, and put a comment on there, because we'd love to hear back from you, all right? So thanks for watching, and have an amazing day, all right? Take care. See you later, Oliver. Say see you later. See you later.